So Jordan Farber, take it away and teach us some closing skills.
Beautiful, beautiful. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. If you all don't mind, if you could keep your cameras on for this so that we can just make sure that we can see you. I don't want to talk to a bunch of blank screens. It's just super weird. So if you can go ahead and turn your cameras on, I would highly, highly appreciate that. And if you don't, you might get kicked by one of the managers. But if you have something going on and you already let somebody know, that's totally fine too. But yes, cool. So I'm going to start by talking about, actually the whole thing is going to be on dropping down. So this is when, everybody knows what dropping down is, right? It's when you show a homemaker set or you show one of the bigger sets and they don't get it, which is totally fine. It's not the best fit for everybody, and that's absolutely okay. So I'm going to share just like, okay, cool. No worries, no worries. So I'm going to share just a couple slides here as I discuss some of this. And then I'll kind of run through what the script says as well, because the script tells you exactly what to do. Like the script tells you what to do. It's super duper easy. But so this is what we're going to talk about today, is dropping down. So it's super simple. Okay. There are just a few keys that I want to touch on today that are extremely important when you're dropping down. So number one is building rapport and connecting with your customer. That's key number one. I'll talk about each of these in detail in just a minute here, but number one is building rapport, okay? Just making sure that you have a connection with your customer, which is, you'll probably start to see quite a pattern in all of the Champs clubs, is that is one of the most important things. So building a rapport, just connecting with your customer, just making sure that you guys have that relationship. That's not just you're the sales guy and they're the customer. Like, it's actually a genuine relationship. And you'll see, I'll show a video too in a second and you'll understand. But number two, be patient. This is key, okay? You'll see also, I talk extremely fast and my tone and I'll show you that in a second, but be patient, slow down. If your normal speed is super duper fast, you're gonna wanna slow down a little bit. You'll see this in an example in just a second, but so build rapport, connect, be patient. And then the last one, ask for the order, right? Ask for the order. So I'll go ahead and go through here super quick. So connect, this is the first step, all right? So connecting, so, and what's cool about these is you'll kind of recognize there's a pattern in the outline that kind of looks very similar to the pattern and outline that we follow during our demo, right? So what's the first step, right? You introduce yourself during the demo and you connect with your customer. So you build rapport, that's the first step. That's what we teach in training. That's the steps, that's the keys. So number one, are you building a relationship with your customer? Are you building a relationship with your customer, or are you just going in there and just like zooming through the demo, okay? It's extremely important to just build that relationship. That's why we start off by sharing our goals. That's why we start off by, hey, let me tell you a little bit more about me and why I'm doing this job in the first place, Mrs. Jones, all right? And just going through and just making sure that she understands you're a real person, right? That you have goals, that you're doing this for a reason. And so build that relationship with your customer. If you know her friends, talk about her friends. Just let her know that, like, hey, you can trust me. I'm a real person. It's good. It's good. All of these tips are going to sound super duper easy, but that's the important part, is just mastering the basics for all of this. So you'll probably hear a couple of these things quite a few times throughout your career here, especially through the summer, but just mastering the basics is going to be the most important part of any success in anything you ever do. So number one, are you building a relationship with your customer? Be their best friend, right? Joke around with them. It's fun. These demos are fun. I love demos. Like they're super duper fun. And that's not even me like promoting more demos. It's just me being genuine. Like I love demos. And if you're enjoying it and you're having fun, most likely they're going to also be enjoying it and having fun too. And then it's just a great time for everybody. So be their best friend. Just do it. It's fun. All right. Ask all the questions. That's the next one. So as you're going through your demo, even from the beginning, get to know your customer a little bit more. Ask them some questions. I know there's a few questions in the demo, but maybe dig in a little bit further. If you say, hey, what did you do this morning? And she talks about, oh man, I've had such a busy morning. Like I went to take my kid to the soccer practice, and then I went over to my friend's house and this and that. It's like, oh, awesome, your kid plays soccer. How many children do you have? And just like ask a little bit more. They love talking about their kids. They love talking about their family. People, this one's a key right here. This is a secret. People love talking about themselves. Like people love talking about themselves. And so ask some questions, get to know your customer a little bit more, let them talk about them. If they're sitting there talking about themselves, building themselves up, and they're loving that, they're probably going to kind of associate that with you because you've got them to talk about that. So that's super important too. Ask all the questions. And even as you're going through the demo too, after you finish showing up a piece, ask a question about it. Hey, Mrs. Jones, so that petite chef, what would you use your petite chef for? And then sit there and listen, right? Like actually genuinely care. I should have put that on here as like the only slide is genuinely care. But anyways, so ask all the questions. As you're going through the demo, ask as you're going through all the sets, but mostly importantly, at the beginning, when you're going through all of the pieces, just ask a bunch of questions, just see what would work for them, see what kinds of things they would use. And that is going to be key when you get down to choosing the best option for you. So this next part here is to be patient. And this is, all right, I'm going to stop saying this is extremely important because all of these are extremely important. Is just to be patient while you're talking to the customer. So talk slowly. I know you have a script in front of you and I know you're following your outline, but if you're just zooming through it, they're going to be like, what the heck is going on? There's just like a whole bunch of words being thrown at them and it's very difficult to keep up. So just talk slowly. And that also shows that you're sitting there and you're listening and you're caring about what they're saying to you and how they're answering your questions. So talk very slowly and it'll really show that you're thinking about how to formulate your answer so that you can best serve your customer. So while you're going through the demo as well, when you're showing the different options, drop down slowly too. I know it's in the script, right? If they don't want the homemaker set, you say, all right, no worries. What is it about the homemaker set that you're unsure of? I know it's in the script, but if you're just like, okay, you don't want it, what's it about it that you're unsure of? And then they're like, too many pieces. You're like, okay, no worries, we have a different set. Like that's a lot. That's just a lot. So do it slowly, drop down very slowly, just really understand the reasons why everything. And listen as well. So as you're going through, I know that we have the objections on the demo. So let me show you here real quick. Let me make this super duper big so you can see it all. So the homemaker set and picking the best option. All right, so here, all of these, selecting the best option. So if they do say no, then ask the simple question, right? Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what is it about that you're unsure of? And the reason why we ask that isn't to hurry up and handle the objection, like make the sale and do all that good stuff. It's to genuinely figure out, hey, what is it about the homemaker set that you're unsure of? Like that's literally the what we ask, but it's really caring about what it is that they are unsure of. So if they say, hey, I just need to think about it, that makes sense, like they haven't used it yet. They haven't used the product. So just listen and just really care about, okay, it does make sense that they would need to think about it. They haven't used it. So it is a lot of money to be impulsive to just buy something that you haven't even used yet. And so just really understanding the reason for all of these things that we say is the most important part. Like knowing why you say what you say is extremely important. So like it says here, right, I completely understand that is a lot of money to be impulsive because it is. That's not just like a quick decision you can make. But what's really great about our program is that we have that 15-day trial period. And if you don't absolutely love it after a few weeks, you can send it back and get a full refund. It's completely risk-free. You get a full refund. You can try it out for 2 weeks in your own kitchen, the entire set, just to make sure you really do love it. And this is really important during the pandemic, especially because we can't go to our customer's house, let them try out the knife right there on the spot. So this is a really great spot here. But if you notice, like, I read the script there. Like it sounded genuine because I care and I understand what I'm saying, but I really just read the script. And then that last part, just how does that sound, right? Just making sure that you do finish by asking the order because, well, I'll get to that in a second, but just really listen to what they're saying and why they're saying it so that you can say what you need to say and understand why you're saying it. And clarify. So clarify what they're saying. So again, they say something, but really understand why they're saying it. So if they say it's a lot of money to be impulsive, or if they say they just need to think about it, it's probably because, like I just said, they haven't tried it out, right? They don't know. They're not super duper for sure that they're going to like it because they just haven't used it yet. So just clarify everything that they say before you just jump right in on that knee-jerk action. Like really make sure you understand what their objection is, because usually if they give you an objection, that means that they do like it, right? They do like it. They would use it. That's like, unless you just straight up hear a no, like, no, I wouldn't use it. I don't cook. I don't like this. And I don't like you. Like, unless you hear that, you're pretty golden. All right. You're pretty golden. So just listen and clarify. And then again, ask for the order. So ask every single time, right? So when you show them the homemaker set, ask for the order. If they say no to that homemaker set, no worries, no worries. If they say no to that, just ask them, hey, what is it about the homemaker set that you're unsure of? And if you have the right intentions in your demos, you're going to be successful. So after you respond to there. So like I said, they're like, hey, it is a lot of money to be impulsive, right? That's why most of our customers take advantage of that in the script. How does that sound? Because if you just say all of that stuff and you just leave it and you're just like, they're like, okay, thanks for the information, like, cool. But if you finish it by saying, hey, so how does that sound for you? Then it kind of guides their thoughts a little bit to be like, how does it sound? I think I could do that, or something like that. But and then as you're dropping down, just continue to make sure you're asking for the order. Just kind of guide them in where they're thinking, because if you just keep throwing a bunch of information at them and they don't have time to think about it, nor do they have like a guide of what you're even asking them, then it's just weird. It's just weird, first of all. Yeah, asking guides their thoughts. I should have plus that one later, but yeah, asking guides their thoughts, because if you tell them a whole bunch of stuff and then don't ask a question, they're just sitting there with that information and they don't know what to do with it. If you don't ask, you don't receive. If you don't ask, you don't receive. All right, cool. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to show you a video of a live demo where I just feel that it really, really just kind of shows a really great example of all of these things here about just very, like, talking very slowly and just making sure that you have a genuine connection with your customer. I think I could tell you this as much as I can, but unless you're field training, unless you actually see it in action, it's really hard to kind of put the pieces together. So we're going to do like a mini field training exercise, but it's a recorded one. But I think this will really help kind of cement some of the things that I just explained here. So I'll go ahead and watch this one here. It's actually me though, so that's fun. But I'm going to show this one, but a couple things I want you to recognize as we're watching this video. I want you to think and maybe even take some notes about a couple things. So notice my tone as I'm going through this. Okay, notice my tone. Notice my pace. So if any of you know me longer than like past one day, you probably understand that I am a very fast talker and I talk very loud and I talk very like not like this. I usually like just like I talk very, very quickly. Okay, so notice my pace and how it changed so that I really can show that I'm listening. And number 3, my intentions. Okay, so notice my intentions and maybe take notes about it. My intentions to serve the customer versus just making the big sale. Okay, so I am going to press play here on this video. Joining. All right, let me share my sound first though, because if not, then it's just not helpful. This is going to be fun. All right. Your set today, and let me give you the super shears for free. Okay, so let me kind of preface it. So this isn't a really old demo. This is when I started. We did not have it as easy as you guys. But anyways, so it's pretty close to the same script, but all I'm going to do is just read my script here. But so what I just did, I just asked for the homemaker set, and now I'm going to be waiting for their answer. So just to kind of preface where we're at.
I don't know. It looks so awesome, but I don't know.
I think it would be really good for.
So I asked, and then I'm completely silent. Like my hands are just sitting there like
I don't
twiddling.
know. But like, okay, so you said something about trying it out for a month and just putting 20% down.
Mm-hmm.
So what would that look like?
So because 1326 is a lot of money to be impulsive, most of our customers do take advantage of our 15-day trial period, which because of the quarantine, it actually got doubled to 30 days. So how that works is you just put the 228 down today. And if you don't love the whole set after a few weeks, you'll take anything back that you're not using, and then you only pay for what you keep.
Okay.
So on the 5-month plan, you can try it out for just $268 today, plus tax. How does that sound?
I don't know. I feel like I have to think about it because it's just so much money, you know? I don't know if I would want to or not.
Try them out. When do we have to give you an answer?
Well, so if you do get this today, I can give you a pair of those super shears for free.
I just don't know yet. I'm like indecisive.
I think we're probably gonna need some time to think about it.
Yeah.
No problem. If it makes a difference, I can call my manager and see if we can get you guys some better options for this set.
No, I don't know if we're gonna. We'll take care of you.
Yeah.
But we just need to discuss it first.
Okay. Do you want to mute yourself just really quickly so you guys can discuss amongst yourself without me listening?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you hear him? Cheese.
Eli.
Jordan, you're muted.
Thanks. Appreciate that. All right. I'm going to skip through them discussing for themselves, and I'm going to go here when they come back. 20. Okay, so she's back. Wait. 4327. Okay, cool. I think we're here. Okay, but I want to show you guys our. So I'm gonna skip the next 2 slides. No worries. So let me ask. Oh man, now I can't hear you or see you.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So no worries. So let me ask you guys just really quickly. So you said you do like the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you would use it if you had it?
Yes.
Okay. So my question for you, I guess this is more for Miss Becky. Do you carve a turkey every single day?
No.
Okay, so like that the carving set probably wouldn't be something that you see like the most value out of right now. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then so you guys don't have to get anything today, but I want to show you guys our. So I'm gonna skip the next 2 slides, which are our bigger sets. So this is the signature set that I mentioned, and then the complete set, and then this is our Galley Plus 6 set, and this is one of our most popular options. If that homemaker set is just a little too much to start out with. So this one here, this is a perfect starter set, and it'll still take care of all of your needs. As you can see, it has the paring knife for the air, the trimmer for small stuff, the spatula for sandwiches. If you recognize this, it's because I'm reading a meat knife, a serving piece, a veggie chopper, and a bread knife. And it still comes with 6 table knives. So it's a few less knives for a lot less money. Instead of paying the $13.26 for the homemaker set, this Galley Plus 6 set, it's only $9.57 plus tax, or $194 per month for that 5 pay. If you want to write that one down for me too, Miss Becky. Ooh, that's a nugget too. Always have them write down the price.
Galleys.
Okay.
So it would be $9.57 in full, or if you wanted to do the trial period, it would just be $194 for the 5 pay. And if you get this set today, I can still include those super shears for free. Is that something that sounds like a better option for you guys today?
So if we end up returning it in 30 days because we don't like it, but I'm sure we won't. I'm sure we'll be in love with it, which is why you guys offer that, because people fall in love with your knives. Will, like, if we end up not getting it, do we still have to pay the $194 that we pay today, or do we get that back?
No, you get a full refund, and you actually get to keep the super shears, because that would just be my gift for you. So you get to keep the super shears and you would get a full refund, no questions asked.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. I don't know. I feel like, I really do want them, but I just feel like it's not like everybody needs a good knife set, but it's like there's like ours are still working and I just feel bad, you know? I don't know.
Can I make a suggestion, Miss Becky?
Yeah.
I would say just try it. I mean, if you don't absolutely love it, you just give me a call and I'll actually pay to have it shipped back, and then you get a full refund and you actually get to keep the super shears. I would say just try it.
Okay. I have a question about them.
Okay.
So what is the petite chef used for?
So the petite chef, that was the one that. Okay. Tell me in the chat box, should I keep this going or should I pause real quick and let's talk about it?
Talk about it.
Talk about it? Okay, cool. So let me stop my share here. Okay. So I want you guys to tell me, you can go ahead and unmute and just kind of talk about this a little bit, but I'd like to know a couple of things that you really saw in there. So if you want to chat box me or if you wanted to just unmute or raise your hand and I should be able to see you, but what are some of the biggest things that you saw in that video? Brenda, I saw you unmute.
I never thought about offering them to keep their free stuff if they sent back the set. I guess maybe that just never came up. Yeah, I don't know. That was pretty interesting.
That's a cool one too. And some I've sent my customers peelers like out of my pocket. I've sent them peelers for like recommendations and things like that. And so what I would say about that is I just after the entire presentation, like I knew Becky was going to absolutely love this thing. And I was taking it out of like a risk for myself that if she didn't, just because I was so convicted that she would love it, if she didn't, I was just going to pay for the shears for her. Like I was just going to let her keep that because that's how convicted I was that she was going to absolutely love it. But yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. Can I make a suggestion? Perfect. Let them do the talking. Yeah, absolutely. If you saw, like I was quiet for a very long time, and that is very hard for me to do. And just making sure, because she was talking herself into it and she really wanted it. But if I would just like continue to ask like, hey, like that's intense. Like that's a lot. But one of the other things, letting them discuss, absolutely. Change the attitude when they were unsure, gave them the time to talk amongst themselves. Absolutely. And the reason why that works is just because like you can tell by watching that demo, like not even to just hype myself up or anything, but just like the facts of it, I care, right? And you can tell as you're watching the demo, is just that if you care about your customers, they're going to trust you. And that's why it just goes back to, actually, I think I have this on my slide. Hang on, I did the slides. Anyways. Oh, wait, I have to share my screen again. Please hold for just a moment. But if you care about your customers, they will trust you. And that's why she allowed me to make a suggestion too, is because she trusted me, right? Be a good person. Final nugget, number one, like be a good person. If your intentions are right when you're going into your demo and from the beginning, you're already building that relationship, they're going to trust you. They're going to trust you and they're going to trust your judgment. And it's very important to do that. So what are your intentions as you're going through the demo, right? Are your intentions to service your customer, or are your intentions just to like, oh, how big of a sale can I get? Like, let me try to like get all the CPO I can. Like, it usually works a lot better in life if your intentions are good. That's just kind of how things work. And so just making sure that you're doing your demo to service your customer, right? I wanted to make sure that she got the set that she wanted. So anyways, I won't go back to it just because we are running out of time here, but they got the galley set, obviously, and they absolutely love it. But just provide your customer with value, right? And if that homemaker set isn't for them, drop down a little bit. And if the galley set's not for them, just figure out why and just really understand that you're trying to make sure that they're choosing the best option for them. And that's in the demo too, right? It's like choosing the best option. That's what we're doing. We're just making sure that what we're choosing is the best for your customer. Keeping control of the demo. Do you want me to just mute and talk? Yeah. Just letting them know like, hey, I don't want to be pushy at all. Go ahead, and I don't have to hear what you guys are talking about, anything like that. But absolutely figure out what's perfect for them. And then, all right, let me go back real quick. I would say that that's the biggest key here, is just making sure your intentions are pure and making sure your intentions are right when you're going into your demo, and your customer's going to trust you. And that starts from the beginning, right? When we talked about building rapport, that's why we start out just building rapport, just making that connection, just building a relationship with your customer, and just working on those communication skills and how to build a strong relationship. And it's really exciting. So another thing I would say would be do more demos, because not only for the sales, right? Obviously not, but do more demos. The more people you get in front of, the more practice that you have just going through and just kind of getting an idea of what people say and then why they're saying it, and just kind of getting more and more familiar with the different, not so much objections, but the different ideas that they have, just learning from everybody's different perspectives and experiences, and just really being able to use that as your like toolkit so that you can help the next person because you've already been through that experience. And that's really great. You can lead your customer into making the best decision for them. Practice, right? Like practice making your connections, practice going through the demo, practice meeting with a customer that you've never met before. I have no idea who those people were, but after 36 minutes, the connection I built, like they trusted me. 36 minutes, that's what it took. So just practice making those connections, just practice with the demo, right? Just practice with the script, just understand why you're saying what you're saying, practice with the product, just practice all of it, right? Practice your tone, just practice what works, just all of it, just practice. That's what I would say here. And then the last thing, call your manager. All right, you guys are, if you haven't been around here for years and years and years, that means you're still new. Okay, so call your manager. If you're kind of on the edge about something, if your customer's on the edge about something, if you have absolutely no idea, like if you're going through there and you're like, oh my gosh, she said no, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, oh my gosh, it's just like, hang on, give me 1 second, I'm not quite sure what to do here, let me call my manager real quick. And then your manager can kind of help you through it until you do know exactly what it is that you should be doing. But that's what I got for you guys. I think my biggest takeaway for you would just be, do you care? And are you showing you care? And a lot of that comes down to just slowing down, letting your customer understand that you really do want to choose the best thing for them. All right, that's what I got.